Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Get Rich 101. I'm your host, I'm Sacred Rights. I am an author of a book. This is the book I'm promoting most of all these days. Hack Your Pain Now. Hack Your Pain Now. If you haven't got it yet, check it out. Check it out. So as you saw from my intro slide, let me put my intro slide back up. As you saw from my intro slide, it's me and my dad. It's me and my dad. It's me and my dad. So without further ado, I'm going to hit him with the drum roll and get him on screen. Hold on. Hey, Pop.
Hey, man.
How you doing?
I am doing, all things considered, I'm doing well.
All things considered, doing well. Doing well. Well, happy birthday, Pop. Happy birthday. This is June 1st, your birthday. Your Saturday birthday.
Sir. Thank you.
Yeah. I sent you a text message earlier. You get it?
You know, I got it and then it disappeared. So I don't know all of what it said, and I didn't respond because I couldn't find it. My phone kind of kicked it around, I guess maybe out.
Okay. Well, I sent it really early. I couldn't sleep last night, and so I was up. I sent it at like 3:00 in the morning or something like that. So yeah, I sent it a little mad early. Yeah. So
trust me, I was sleeping when you sent it.
Okay. Well, a couple of birthday shout outs to give. I got to give a shout out to Mama Janet because it was her idea to talk to you. And I was like, yeah, I could do it on his birthday, but to talk to you about things that a father and son might talk about and conceive for the ages. And also shout out to Fee King, because I was just talking to Fee. She's like, "Oh, can I wish him happy birthday?" And I was trying to do it, but I couldn't get it right. But she said, "Happy birthday, Pop. Happy birthday."
Thank you, Fee.
Yeah, from Fee King. Okay, so we're just gonna let it flow. So you were saying in the green room that that you're feeling it this year. You said I usually ask you how you feel. Do you feel a little different? So do you feel a little different? You feel a little better? You feel a little worse? You feel a little what you feeling?
I feel older.
Feel older, okay. Okay, that's real.
That's the real deal, you know, yeah. And I'm not ashamed of it. Mother and Father Time are undefeated. Undefeated. I was at a prostate cancer network meeting, and you go around the room and introduce yourself and kind of say what's going on with you and your health. And one of the times I said, it was my time to speak. I said, I'm, who I am, George Morrison, and I'm adjusting. And it went on around the room, but there was a response when I said that. And what people said to me after was really a question. What do you mean by that? Mm-hmm. And it's very simple. I'm changing. Things are changing. What I used to do, I may not be able to do, or may not be able to do as quickly, I have ability and time to adjust. So that's what life is, really, when you think about it. Wow. Every day is a different day, and things are changing. I mean, sometimes it's the weather, it's the condition, the space that you're in, the place that you go. It's different, and that's what it ought to be. I mean, we are in this game of life, and I'm kind of in a football terminology in the fourth quarter.
Wow, you started us off deep. You started us off deep, right? Wow. Yeah, I guess it's true that it's true, but not everyone accepts it.
That's exactly right. Yeah. I mean, people pretend, but they're lying to themselves. I guess there are two ways to lie. I mean, you lie to the world, and we know some people who do that. One in particular, he just got convicted of 34 counts in New York.
No comment.
And there are people who lie to themselves. I mean, I think that's the worst thing, to lie to yourself.
Yeah, to lie to yourself and not acknowledge that things are changing and things that need to be adapted to, right?
That's right. And that is natural.
Mm, mm, that's natural. Yeah, man, you started us off on the deep end of the pool. You put us off on the deep end of the pool.
Let's swim
Yeah,
out of it.
yeah, because it's very important to be able to accept that. And lots of people can't accept it and don't even get into the mode of accepting it. They just go on and live their lives and attack everything else. Everything else
That's
is the
right.
problem. This is
And
the
blame
problem.
everybody and everything else.
And what?
And blame everybody and everything else.
Blame everybody. Blame everybody. Yeah, blame everything else
That's
except
right.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not them.
yeah. Well, I gotta cycle back to you because I am doing the same thing. I'm also adjusting
Yep.
because I had a stroke. I mean,
Yep.
you know, there it is. I had a stroke, and
Yep.
my body has developed some quirks. Let's call them some quirks,
Yep.
and my mind has developed some quirks, and I'm working around them. And so I have to get out there and do these things, and I have to try and do them at a different way. So, because I'm still running every day. Today
Yeah.
will be 518 days I've been running.
Hey.
That's crazy. That's crazy to me. That's crazy.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But I have to adjust because just yesterday I didn't want to go. I did not want to go running. I did not want to go. And I felt physically, I felt my right side was like in pain, and I didn't want to work that side. I wanted to like just relax. Let me just walk. And I went out there and I said, all right, I'm gonna walk, but first let me run to the street sign. And I ran to the street sign. I was like, well, I made that far. Let me run to the next street sign. Before I do it, I finished the whole route. Just by doing that. I'm gonna stop at this street sign next. So yeah, I appreciate what you said about you got to accept the change.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You really do.
Yeah.
And you know, I guess I'd have to say, I don't know this, but I'd have to say it's possible that people don't realize there's a change, and they're changing, and there's change. What I can't believe though is you can't see and believe there's change around you.
Mm.
I mean, unless you have a vision problem.
That with a jab. Unless you got a big problem, unless you can't see. But yeah, okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I mean, I can't dig it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. I'm gonna lighten things up a little bit. I'm gonna lighten things up. We're gonna go back into the deep stuff, I'm sure. But the title of this show is Get Rich 101. And so, what do you have as advice to give your son? Like, what you got for me? What you got for me, Pops?
Well, couple of things. One,
a couple of things. Let me get some paper.
You know, you got to be aware of where we started. You know, and really your experience of yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, you did not want to continue on your journey, on your daily journey, which is to run a mile or so. And you have to be determined and committed to keep doing it, whether it's a stop sign or a corner store or a landmark or whatever. I mean, you get it done. You know, and in the real life, I mean, there is no excuse for not doing it if that's what you want to do. And since you've been doing it over all these number of days, I mean, that's clearly what you want to do. So you got to keep doing that. And there's a commitment to doing it.
Yeah.
No matter, you know, the weather, like the mailman used to be, because I don't know about mailman today. It's really unclear to me.
Mailman, Amazon man. Yeah.
But there, you know, back in the day, it was said, you know, rain, sleet, or snow, you know, you're gonna get the mailman's gonna do his job. He's gonna be there.
Yeah.
And so you're gonna get your mail if you
Yeah.
got mail coming. That is not as clear as it used to be.
Mm.
But the commitment of doing something that you want to do is still clear. You got to
Mm.
do it, whether you
Yeah.
feel like it or not.
Yeah. Yeah. That reminds me. This week I've been grappling with this thing all week. I've been not sleeping, up all night googling stuff because this thing has been tickling me. It's been tickling me. I was like, why is it that? So it was a stock market question. I was like, why is it that Nancy Pelosi and Elon Musk and all the big players, why do they have such small portfolios? And had to look at it. I was like, oh, they've got small portfolios because they have a limited space that they're doing everything in. Like they're choosing 10, a space of 10 to choose their best companies. I'm like, there's so many companies out there. There's so many companies to just choose 10. And I was like, oh, that's it. That's it. Because to choose just 10 out of all the many categories there are, to only choose 10, there must be something to that. So that's the most recent thing I'm thinking about in terms of stock market, and in terms of like how to figure it out was that. And so that's got me thinking about talking to one of these stock manager people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, stock manager people to find out what the next step is, right? To go on
Okay.
to find out what the next step is.
Okay. The real question to you is, are you going to sleep tonight now that you figured that out?
It's funny you asked. It's funny you asked. I was just talking to Fee King, and she was like, "Did you sleep? Did you sleep last night?" And I was like, kinda, kinda. I figured it out. That was it. It was a rule of 10. But I felt animated because you know what? You know why? Because it took me so long to figure it out. Like it took me so long to figure it out. Like I've been looking at these stock portfolios for years, but now I finally got it. It took me this long to get it. That there are only 10 items per chart.
Well, it doesn't matter. You got it.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it.
And that's life. Sometimes and some things are easier than others. And again, it goes back to that commitment and determination. And that's what you did, and follow through, and that's what you did. It cost you some sleepless nights,
It
but
did.
you got it.
It did. I got it. Yeah.
And now you can go. You can sleep. You might
Yeah.
even sleep longer than you normally sleep.
Once I get my tax situation in line with theirs, I think I'll be able to sleep then. Then I'll be able to sleep.
Okay. Okay. Well,
but
you reached a major hurdle.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay.
And while I'm on the subject, let me just get this off.
Okay.
I ordered this thing from a guy called Wall Street Chapper. It's a black guy. He does all kinds of interesting things with stocks. And I ordered his thing expecting a different view on stocks, just a different view, just a different angle. But he introduced me to an entirely new thing, like entirely new. I was like, what? Like I've been doing this show there for since the stroke. So like that's a bit of time, and
Right.
he just introduced me to something brand new. And I was like, what are you talking about? So just let me know that there is so much there to study, you know. So,
Well, yeah, it's not over till it's over. And another
yeah,
way to say that is it's not over until a fat lady sings.
yeah, right.
Okay,
That's
so
right.
it's steps.
Yeah.
And it's a journey.
Okay.
So it's new, but the journey's not new. You're on
Mm,
a journey. You've been on a journey for a
right.
while,
Right.
and this is just some new steps,
True that.
and locations within it.
True that. True that. Thank you, Pop. Thank you, Pop. I appreciate it. All right, shifting gears again. Now, tell me about these the people that you've known in the past that have been like instrumental in our fighting for civil rights. You know, like who are the people that you've been rocking with?
Hey, that's a difficult question because there's so many people.
Mm,
Um, but it starts with my parents,
oh
your
wow.
grandparents,
Okay.
and their tutoring and teaching, and directing.
Mm,
Uh, my journey, and it's been a good one. But I guess then became my scoutmaster and local hero, a guy named uh, Leslie Law.
okay.
He was a mailman. We've
Oh
been back
yeah,
to
my man. All right.
mailman.
All right.
And I don't think he ever drove a car. I don't know that, but I know he didn't own a car and he didn't have a license. And
Oh
certainly
wow.
he could have.
Right.
He was a graduate of one of the black colleges. I don't remember which one now, but
Mm,
probably Savannah State.
okay.
And you know, his he was president of the local NAACP for 40 years.
Okay.
I
That's
mean,
a long
so
time.
he's
That's a
a
long
rock,
time.
definitely a commitment.
Yeah.
And he was a scoutmaster, and that's where I knew him from a mailman, and then as scoutmaster.
Okay.
And he's clearly, one of my major heroes when you get past my parents.
Really? Wow.
And then in the civil rights movement,
Wait a minute, wait,
there are lots of people.
what was it
Um,
that made him your hero, the law guy? What was it?
uh, he was the man that said, you can do what you want to do. And no more than that, I'm going to help you.
Mm,
Once you tell me what that is, I mean, we're going to do some things together, and you can then choose, what it is, and I'm going to help and support you,
mm,
and counsel you.
okay.
And we went to camp, overnight. We did the circle thing with information. You know,
Mm.
let's say there are 10 people or 12 people in the circle, and he starts a conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, the whisper.
Yes. Right. 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 Right.
By the time it gets back to him, it
Ain't
ain't even
nothing like
close to what he said.
nothing like it. Yeah. Nothing like that.
But that was a learning process.
Yeah.
I mean, at least for me, I was saying that you won't necessarily hear what somebody wanted you to hear. What you're hearing is what somebody did not want you to hear, or that they were confused. They just didn't get it.
Mm,
You know.
mm, yeah.
So it was alertness, and listening. Some people, are quiet while you're talking, but you don't know if they're listening.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You assume they are, though, right?
Right. 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 This is it's funny you brought this up because I use this in reference to my first book all the time. My first book, When Butterflies Kiss, we each wrote one chapter of the same story, but without talking about it. I just wrote the first chapter, passed to the next person. She read my first chapter, and wrote chapter two.
I
Like
remember
that's
that
the
when
way it is.
butterflies kiss.
Yes, yes, right. And I'm thinking about that now in terms of what you're saying because it took a lot of something. It took a lot of something in order to let it go, because I had an idea of what I was going to get back from day one, and it was completely different. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
and that's the deal. I mean, you can expect, and I guess based on experience and activity, you can anticipate, and maybe you should anticipate, but it's not necessarily the way it's going to be.
mm, mm,
You
yeah.
know, but then to go on in the movement, obviously, Dr. King was my mentor, my real hero, outside of the circle that was close to me in Savannah, Georgia. He was, obviously in Atlanta, Georgia, and then the world. But
So
you know,
what kind of
sorry.
relationship did you have with him?
Well, he was such a person that no matter what the conditions were, you saw him, you say, "Hey, Doc, how you doing?" He would smile. First thing, he would smile, and
Okay.
then he'd get into whatever it was. But I mean, he sets you up.
Really?
Whatever it is, that smile would say, "Hey, we're gonna get through this."
Wow. So did you meet him personally?
Oh yeah, several times.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Hey man, he's a Georgia guy, man. I mean, I'm a Georgia man,
Okay. Wow. That's incredible. Wow, that's incredible. So yeah, that's big deal. That's big deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So well, tell me more. Tell me more. What you got?
Well, and then there were, I guess, different people within the movement that did different things
Mm-hmm.
for me and for others, and for themselves too, I'm sure.
Right.
But like some would sing, "We Shall Overcome"
Mm-hmm.
as an example, or our national anthem, um, and it's about trying to keep the spirit and the mood up, even though they're taxing times, and it's not pretty, and it's certainly not deserving these bad times, but we're here, and that's where we are, and that's what we need to try to change.
Right.
I was fortunate. I've never been to jail
Wow.
throughout the movement. Lots of people not only were in jail, but got killed and got hurt, maimed.
Right.
I was very lucky. None of that ever happened to me.
Wow.
And it wasn't that I wasn't there. It just didn't happen.
Right. You were in the middle of
Um,
everything.
yeah. So, I was a part of a group in Boston, and where the mayor was not um, assigning garbage and recycle collectors, uh, but only once a week in the Black community in Roxbury, Massachusetts.
Okay.
And that's where I lived. I don't live there now, but that's where I lived most of my life. I went to college in Boston.
And you started a
Um,
nonprofit.
huh?
You started a nonprofit that had to do with
Yeah,
Roxbury. Like, it's
yeah,
all that. All that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That too.
Mhm.
And you know, we met with the mayor. Then the mayor was Kevin H. White, and he was a real politician, an Irish man who lived on Beacon Hill and ran the city. I guess the mayor of Chicago, Daley, and Kevin White were kind of neck and neck in terms of longevity of running a major city.
Mhm.
And so, he met with us, but nothing changed. So we strategized and said, hey, they're listening. They're not listening. I mean, they're talking to us, but they ain't listening to us.
He ain't listening. Okay. Okay.
So we collected garbage, plastic bags, got somebody's van, put it in there. drove down to City Hall, went into City Hall, and went up to the top floor and dropped the garbage down on the floor and the sidewalk of City Hall.
What?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, shoot.
By the time we came down, from I think it was the 9 floors. By the time we got down the lobby, cops were there and grabbed us all because we were all black.
Right.
Maybe there was one white person, but primarily black.
Yeah.
And took us to jail, local jail in downtown Boston. I don't know which one it was.
Okay.
But we were never booked. We were asked to sit down in the lobby of this police station.
Right.
And we were there until I made a call to our lawyer, who came down and said, "What's the charge?" They said, "None." And we walked. So that's the closest I've been to being in jail.
That story is crazy. That story is crazy.
Yeah. And so, but again, a learning process is, if a law enforcement person gives you an order or a request, you should do it. But you should also know that you got the ability to call for and make at least one telephone call,
right,
to get help or support.
Right.
When a lawyer came and said, "What's the charge?" there was none.
Right.
We didn't know that. I mean, we were sitting there, at their demand. They drove us to the police station and said, "Okay, you all sit there." And so we did, and we continued to talk, among ourselves. I mean, we had no conversation with the police after that, other than they were trying to get one of us at least, to admit that we dropped the garbage. We didn't do that. We just
Okay. And how did you know to call the lawyer?
Well, because one of us knew that, hey, we had the right to make a call, because we were technically, at least, being contained by the police.
Okay. And this lawyer, is he somebody that you still know? Is he still?
Well, he passed. Yeah, okay. but yeah, he was a part of the movement. He was home, but he left home, got down to the police station, and with him we walked.
Wow. And so what happened as a result of you dropping the trash? Like, did something change?
Oh yeah. Garbage was being collected on Beacon Hill, where the mayor lived and where City Hall is located.
Right.
4 times a week. We were getting 1 a week. We got 2 and they got 3. So they took 1 from them and added 1 for us. And that's the way it is today. It has not changed.
Wow. You changed where the garbage was dealt?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. That's a great story.
Man, that's life.
All right. So we ran out of time. I'm gonna pause here, but I think I'm gonna have you back on, Dad, because I hadn't heard that story, or if I had, I've forgotten it because of the stroke. But I'd like to have you back on and talk about some more of these stories, and just go down the rabbit hole, because there's lots for us to talk about. I think there's a lot more to talk about. What you think?
We shall see.
Okay. Well, thanks, Pop. Thanks for hanging out for your first part of your birthday. We got you early. And we're gonna air this on Tuesday. I've got something to do on Monday, so we're gonna air this on Tuesday. And for everybody that missed out, wish my father happy birthday. Happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Okay, Pop. So I'm gonna hit the music, but don't hang up yet.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right, folks. We'll see you later.
Okay.